Hey, y'all. First and foremost, I'd like to give a huge shout out to our sponsor of the day, which is me. I would like to thank me for sponsoring this video. Now, the Fit Fine Flawless, we help you glow up and show up in the best way we know how. And today's product of the day is the Get Thick Pills, okay? Helping you get thick and stay thick and enhance your mood. Giving you the booty that you deserve, because that's what we do here. We help you get booties, okay? And just like I said previously, if that's not your thing, but you just need to elevate your overall being, I am here for you. Now, that brings us into today's topic, okay? The topic of today is affirming yourself. Affirming you, believing in you, defining exactly who you are. Now, this is a little heavy topic, so let's break it up in little chunky chunks, shall we? Okay, first and foremost, I don't know about you, but I did in fact take the quiz, okay, the 5 love language. This was huge back when I was first trying to define who I am as a person and figuring out what makes me tick. Now, for me, it's words of affirmation and acts of service, both of which can make you turn and seem a little needy, but it's just my love language, okay? I'm not needy. I don't need it, but I need it like air. I don't know if anybody else also has those love languages. If you do not know your love language, go ahead and read the book, but most importantly, take the quiz to figure out how you and your partner can judge a little bit better. But if you don't have a partner, find out what makes you tick. Now, for me, those 2 things were huge and still are huge, but the one that has always been shining and outperforming all my other love languages, okay, because I do have 2, but the one that's at the highest is affirmation. The moment when I figured out that it was a problem for me was when I was seeking affirmation in times that may have been a little bit inappropriate, okay? I was seeking affirmation, okay, after every major shmoney move thing that I did. I wanted people to praise me, okay? I wanted gold stars. I wanted a marching band. I wanted people to stop what they're doing and say, Samantha, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good thing here, and I want to recognize you for it. Okay, and I blame 3rd grade. No, but actually, seeking affirmation can also be some sort of coping tool, okay? Some sort of just guiding mechanism for people to recognize, hey, you're on the right path, and just be praised for it. Anyway. So I realized that it was becoming an issue, and on this level that I am now, I cannot seek affirmation during every single turn, okay? Every single different part of my business, I cannot seek affirmation. I cannot seek people trying to tell me that I'm on the right track, doing the right thing, especially if they haven't seen these types of things done before. Now, speaking of seeking affirmation, okay, let's talk about affirming yourself. Now, this is when the mind change happens. This is when the shift happens, okay? Now, I've been affirming myself not for a very long time, but for a good enough time span, okay, let's say 2 weeks, okay? Listen, new year, new me. Say less. It is still the beginning of January, but I've just started affirming myself, and when I tell you, me telling myself that I'm doing a good job, me telling myself that I'm on the right track, me telling myself that I am the shit has been life-changing, okay? Because a lot of times we seek to hear our inner voice from other people, and it's not going to sound the same, okay? Have you ever had somebody compliment you and they didn't compliment you the way that you wanted to be complimented? They compliment you on your makeup or your look of the day or something, and it's not really exactly what you wanted to hear. It wasn't a backhanded compliment. It just didn't give what it was supposed to give, okay? But if you wake up every single morning and just say, I affirm you. Not even I affirm you. Say exactly what you affirm about yourself. Say, you know what? I'm a bad bitch. I'm the shit. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am filled with success. I deserve luxury. I deserve good things. Good things are supposed to happen to me. When you affirm yourself every single morning, especially in the mirror, it hit different. Okay? It hit different. If you feeling real cocky, real confident, real affirming. Affirmating is not a word, but we're going to make it a word today. If you feeling real lit, okay, light you a candle and just keep repeating that stuff to yourself, okay? You deserve nice things. That is one thing that I honestly am still working through. No matter what level of success I have reached and attained this year, I'm proclaiming that I will reach the highest amount of success. Okay, I will outdo everything that I've done before. I will show up and show out in the way that I know that I can be. Okay, but one thing that I've been struggling through, working through, I would like to say not struggle, because we don't struggle over here. We stress less and stay blessed. Okay. Now, one thing that I'm really working through is the fact that I deserve nice things. I've constantly said to myself that I don't deserve nice things because I can't keep things straight and organized. That is the message that I've been telling myself, that I cannot keep things nice. And when I get to a place where I can keep my less expensive things nice, I will get myself new things. This has just been a message that I have programmed into myself that might have been stemming from childhood, of saying like, hey, you could get the new book bag when you keep the old book bag new. And I've never been able to really, working through it, I've never been able to reach up to that standard that I wanted. But now I'm in a place of saying I deserve nice things because I deserve nice things. I deserve nice things because I'm a good person. I deserve nice things because nice things belong to me. Nice things, luxury things, and luxury experiences shall come into my life because that is what I'm manifesting. That is who I am. That is the level that I determined to be at, because I am the shit now. Basically, I am affirming to myself that I deserve it. When you change your frame of reference and you change your scope of who you are and just basically become the person that you always wanted to become, you realize that if you continuously show up as the person that has their shit together, if you continuously show up as the person that you aspire to be, when you continuously, I might be spitting real game because I'm choking right now. When you continuously show up as the person that you know that you were destined to be, eventually you'll get there. It may not be the next day. It may not be tomorrow. It may not be next month. It may not be next year, but eventually you will get there, because that's just basically universal law. Show up as the person that you know you were destined to be, and eventually you will be. It's simple, yet complex, a little bit esoteric. Okay, that's a big word for Elmo. Well, that's a big word for Elmo. If you didn't see that TikTok, it may be a little lost on you. But still, when you change your mind, you change your life. So affirm yourself. No longer seeking outside validation, because everything that you need is already inside of you. Your life begins to change. You like Neo in this bitch, okay? You like Neo, okay? I was watching this study, which I do constantly. I love studying. It's just something about me. I just love it. Like learning new things. When you rearrange the words, the name Neo, it's just one, okay? It's just one. When you rearrange the words, I think it's called something. I can't really remember what the name of it is, but when you rearrange the words of Neo, the letters of Neo, it becomes one. And then when you start thinking about the whole matrix, you realize that one controls the entire matrix, the entire world, okay? this may go over some people's heads, but we may just be right in pocket with the people that we are meant to reach. Okay, so when you realize that you are the one and you control your matrix, which is your life, you realize that you can literally manipulate every single situation and put yourself in rooms that you know you were destined to be in. Now, the only way that you can do that is changing your self-talk. Okay? Change your self-talk. Change the way you think of yourself. Change the way that you affirm yourself. And start saying, I am meant to be there. I am supposed to be here. Because there are many of times that I've gotten certain opportunities, certain things in my life, certain chances, okay? For instance, my last job, I definitely felt as though I was underqualified for. I did not feel like I was qualified for the position, but 2 weeks before my interview, I started working hard on my self-talk. I'm talking about listening to motivational speeches. Les Brown was all up in this house, okay? All up in this house, okay? I was listening to Les Brown. I was listening to Neville Goddard. I was listening to pretty much all these different motivational people. Andy Frisella, okay? I love me some Andy Frisella. Those of you who do not know me, I love the way that he curses and just gets stuff together. Okay, makes his point, but still keeps it real, keeps it raw. I realized that when I changed my frame of reference, changed my frame of being, and started saying to myself that I deserve this job. This job deserves me. I am meant to be here. I will demand my wealth, okay? I will demand the amount of money that I deserve, okay? When I changed everything, I did it scared, did it dirty, okay? I went in that interview and acted like I belonged there. It was a group interview, never done a table interview in my life, but I showed up as the very best version of myself. When I tell you that I put one foot in front of the other, dressed to the nines, okay, baby? I ironed my dress. Those of you who know me know I do not iron for nothing. Even when I was in fashion school, I did not iron until it was time to turn to that project. But I showed up as my best self, okay? When I tell you, when I stepped, I stepped. When I went into that interview, I went in with my head held high. I spoke to people in their eyes as if we were already peers, okay? I showed up like I was already a member of that team. When I left that interview, I got a call and they told me that that I interviewed the best out of any person that they've ever interviewed. Okay, we were literally just sitting in there having a conversation and they asked me, what is my desired rate of pay? I looked at the sheet of paper and the sheet of paper said that they were paying anywhere from $18 to $25 an hour. It was a range. And you know what? I've never worked in that type of environment before, but I increased my ask. When I read the job listing, I was like, man, if I could just get $19 an hour, that would be amazing. I increased my ask on myself. Okay, it said 18 to 25. I was like, I have a college degree. I have worked for the past 10 years. I'm going to ask for $23. No, I asked for $25. I was like, listen, I demand $25 an hour. I know it's the highest amount that is listed on your range. Okay, the highest amount that is listed on your range, but I deserve $25 an hour because I just started rambling off my experience. Okay, baby? Like when I tell you I stepped. I rambled off my experience that only matched up with what they were asking. Okay, I was like, I have 5 years experience of this, 3 years experience of this, 1 year experience of this, and I have extensive knowledge on this. They were like, Mrs. Price, we can't give you $25 an hour, but we can give you $23. Would that be satisfactory for you? When I tell you I put that phone on mute and started doing my praise dance, baby, okay? Listen, I was like, never in my life had I had the balls. Let me just keep it real. Never in my life have I had the balls to really just demand more of myself. And I really owe that experience to, and that victory to, the fact that I really reprogram my mind And within those 14 days, I just became a different person. When I tell you, I just started showing up as this corporate boss. Like, I made a little avatar of what a corporate boss would do and would talk like and would sound and just, give everything that's supposed to give. Like, I really, got into character here because I can be I'm a clatch it, okay? Classic and ratchet if you don't know what clatch it is. But when I just changed my reference, okay, and showed up as this quote unquote girl boss, okay, listen, baby, it changed the game. I put my corporate hat on and showed up in the best way that I knew how. And then within a week, the vid happened, the Coca Mocha happened. And, I had to just work from home, which was perfect because I was growing my business at the same time, and I was able to pretty much do both, the spirit of duality. But at that moment, that was when I first experienced affirming myself. Okay, that's when I first experienced that whole affirming myself. Now, I'm no longer employed by anybody. I run my own business, and I would like to say I'm pretty successful at it. Because I am, okay? Affirming myself, being a boss bitch. But yeah, okay. So today, this week's assignment is write down what your ideal person looks like, okay? What your ideal self looks like, okay? Listen, write it down, make it plain. Because when I was speaking to my therapist, okay, listen, I have 2 different therapists. If you need help with something, if you have a mental block in your mind, talk to somebody about it. Mental health runs in my family, and I ain't about to be playing the Ram Gear games, okay? If you need help, if you need to talk to somebody, go see a therapist. Okay, my whole life, before I started taking my life into my own hands, it was like, oh, I could just pray it away. No. If you need to seek professional help, go ahead and do it. I have 2 of them. No shame in my game. But anyway, moving on. I was talking to my therapist and I was like, listen, I want to show up like, she was like, what goals do you want to achieve? Okay, what goals do you want to achieve? Now, me being, a boss bitch and everything like that, I'm like, oh, I got everything together. But in all actuality, I still feel and had a feeling at that very moment that I did not have my ish together. That I did not have my shit together. In all actuality, I do not have my shit together. And she was like, well, let's break it down. What would you have to do in order to feel like you have your shit together? And I was like, what simple thing? What big thing? And then break it down in bite-sized pieces inside my brain. What would make me feel like I got my shit together? Okay? Listen. Picking out my clothes every day. Mr. Rogering this bitch right here called life. Because Mr. Roger, the reason why I was so amazed by Mr. Roger was because he had his shoes and his clothes picked out every single day, and it matched. His drip matched, okay? That's one of the things that I picked up in my childhood. Like, in my childhood, I was like, man, Mr. Rogers got his life together. Not only does he have his little friends, his little choo-choo train friends, but he has his fit picked out. So I challenge you to write down what your ideal person does every single day. What the ideal version of yourself does every single day. Now, for me, picking out my clothes every single day, that was like a huge one for me. Now, another thing that I am committing to do, okay, habit stacking. Second is only drinking 1 cup of coffee a day. Okay, because your girl has a caffeine addiction. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm addicted to caffeine. She make me feel good. Okay. Some people have cigarettes. I have coffee. But at the end of the day, those were 2 of the big habit stacking things that I wanted to do. Okay. Now, another thing that my ideal person does every single day is works out, does a little yoga, does a little tai chi, does a little sham. Something to get the body moving, okay? Now, those 3 things are what my ideal self does every single day. And this week, I challenge you to write down 3 things that your ideal self does, okay? Actually, write down everything that your ideal self does. Pick out 3, work on it. Pick out another 3 the following week, work on it. Pick out another 3 the following week and work on it. Okay, if your ideal self saves money every single day or every single month for the retirement fund, do it. Pick one that's easier for you to find. Okay, pick one that you can find that has a high interest rate and all those different types of things that we desire. Okay, pick one and do it. Okay, if your ideal self invests in rental property and Airbnbs or anything like that, find a program and do it. Or you could YouTube University this bad boy. Okay. And then on top of that, because you know I love giving homework, because not only am I challenging you, I am challenging myself. Write down everything that your person does, your ideal self does every single day. Okay, that's number one. Number two, affirm yourself. Write down your limiting beliefs about yourself, because listen, let me keep it real with you. I used to believe that I did not deserve nice things because I couldn't keep things nice. Okay, that was my affirmation that I repeated to myself. I also repeated to myself that I also repeated to myself that I would look better if I put on makeup. Okay, I've always said, my clothes don't match. I have no clothes that fit. I've always said to myself that, self-care is for those who have time. Okay. Those were the limited things that I used to say to myself. But now what I'm saying every single morning, I set my alarms. Okay. People who know me, I got alarms for days. Okay. I set all these little alarms, all these little reminders to tell me that I am wealthy. I deserve nice things. Good things are supposed to happen to me. When bad things happen to me, I'll just be like, oh, this is just a part of life. I did something to upset someone, and this is why this bad thing is happening. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry for the fake Stewie voice, but yeah. Change those messages that you're telling yourself, okay? If you do not brainwash yourself, the world will brainwash you for you. The world will brainwash you for you, okay? But if we're in this season of you define you, you create your reality, you affirm yourself and not allow the outside world to do it, because at the end of the day, the outside world will always fall short. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it funky. Okay. The outside world will always fall short. But if you go outside this house, if you go outside your home, already affirming yourself, you'll realize that whatever somebody else says to you is just extra. It's just extra. The fact that you already built yourself up enough before you left your home, when somebody else says something good to you to affirm you, it's extra. Okay. Now, write down your limited beliefs. This is part 2 of your homework. I'm sorry. I used to be a teacher. If you didn't know, I used to be a little after school teacher or whatever. That's the class you're coming out. But write down what your limited beliefs were. Pick 3. Don't go hard in the paint with it, because listen, I know us. When we pick like 10, 15, 50, it just gets a little, you know what I mean? Gets a little hard. It's a little difficult, if you will. But pick 3. For me, this month's affirmations are: good things are supposed to happen to me, I am wealthy, and I am beautiful. Real simple, real light, real cute. So pick out your limited beliefs, because I wasn't feeling real cute because my clothes didn't fit. But you know what you can do now, because money is attracted to me and money flows to me frequently. I'm going to get some clothes that fit. I'm going to buy some clothes that fit, okay? If y'all can see my workout outfits that I picked out already, I'm showing up as that dope-ass lady who's always wearing workout clothes that match, okay? That's my vibe right now. Eventually it's going to change, but right now that's what we're working with. Workout clothes every single day, because, my ideal self does Pilates every single day. Not necessarily Pilates, but, some kind of workout in the morning, some sort of cardio. I have my weights already out here. I'm already setting myself up for success. That's one of the things that we talked about last week. Set yourself up for success. So identify your limiting beliefs, rewrite them as the complete opposite, and make it do what it do, baby. Okay? Identify the supplier. Find the supplier. Okay, you are the supplier. Okay, infiltrate the dealer, find the supplier. 21 Jump Street reference if you don't know. But basically, realize that you program your reality. You affirm you. Basically, when anybody else pays you a compliment, it's some little extra. It's some more fancy sauce on your awesomeness, okay? So I love y'all. Stay blessed, stay prosperous, and stay flawless. Deuces.